Hart wishing everyone across Canada a very happy and productive Earth Day.
Overdyed, distressed, and even ripped wide open.
I wore the same jeans for, I think it was 55 shows, you know, and they had holes in the ass and holes on the knee. And
Well, Corey Hart may have worn out his jeans, but you'll never wear out Corey's music.
Presley's 61 hit Can't Help Falling in Love. Corey got the idea to cover the tune thanks to a Christmas present from his record company, an old-fashioned Wurlitzer jukebox full of classic records.
But they put it in my apartment. It was a surprise, and I really didn't have a chance to listen to it because I was on the road, and I started writing the album, and I went and recorded. I didn't hear anything. And I got back, and I just started playing this jukebox. I kept going back to that song. I played it over and over again, and I just fell in love with it. And everyone, you know, warned me that it was...
Couldn't help it.
I couldn't help falling in love with the song. All the songs to the record company, and we said, well, here's one that's just sort of an outtake. You have a listen to it and have a sort of a laugh and see it. I thought it was all right. I never thought it would be on the album. And now it's a single. It was written simply because the lyrics in it suggest a positive feeling about a relationship, and it's something that I was going through at the time, that I was wanting to let the other person know that you know, I was there, and that I think that friendship and trust is something that I place very high in my list of priorities. And the best way, you know, as I said before, the best way for me to express myself is through my songs, and I made my point in that song to the particular person.
A young fella too, in your early 20s, Corey. When was the first time that you recorded? How old?
I think it was about 14, 15. I sort of pushed my way into a studio and did some songs of mine.
You're a fairly outgoing person, aren't you? Because we'll get to it later, but you've had a whole stack of people involved with your recordings and your work, and it must mean that you get out there and actually make sure they know you're in business.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I was about 14, 15, I sort of, it wasn't like a revelation hit me at night or anything, but I sort of made the commitment that I wanted to be a recording artist and that I wanted to make records. And I think the best way to do that is when you make that commitment to sort of put all your energies towards attaining that and just sort of hustle as much as you can.
So you would call yourself a little bit of a hustler?
Yeah? Well, in Canada, hustler means something else, but...
Oh, all right, okay.
But I use the term, so I suppose, yeah.
Okay, now, Paul Anka was involved with that first record in some way, wasn't he? Reading your bio.
Well, you know how bios have certain things in there that are slightly erroneous. It wasn't really a record. It was a demo, and it was a song sent to me, and I recorded. It was the first time actually that I recorded a demo, but I've quickly forgotten. Actually, the best thing about that experience was I sort of gave me the extra push to make me write my own songs. So
all right.
Yeah.
So you do write all your own material these days?
Yeah. First record, I wrote all the material on the album, and I've been writing since I was 16.
First Offense, your first album, wasn't recorded in Canada. It was recorded in England.
Right.
How did you get to England?
Well, I took a plane over there, and
outside of that, it'd be a bit hard to walk.
Yeah. And the producer's name is John Astley. He did the album.
Yeah.
He's British, and it just seemed logical to go over there and do the album because he had worked in studios over there all the time, and he thought he'd introduce me to some real good musicians. And
yeah, now some top names come into this. You've got the Eric Claptons, you've got people out of Jethro Tull, you've got Roxy Music members, etc. Was that all your producer's work?
Pretty much so. He, prior to me coming over there, he put together some selection of songs and things like that of what I had sent him, and he played them for some of these guys, and they really favorably responded to my music and really wanted to play on the album. So it was, credit really goes to him, and obviously it was a great plus for me to have them on the album.
Billy Joel members also get involved with you?
Well, on this album, nothing at all, but prior to this, I was working in New York for about 6-7 months, and I did some studio work with Billy Joel's band, and you know, I don't think Billy Joel probably remembers telling me, but being a young songwriter, I remember him telling me that I wrote some good songs, and you know, you remember something like that.
Keep up with the kid, you see, something like that,
exactly.
being from New York. What about acting? Do you want to get into acting?
What makes you ask?
Just, I've got a feeling that I think that might be a way you'll go.
Well, I mean, since the success, I've had a great success with Sunglasses at Night in America. And naturally there, the minute they see a visual artist, they feel that film is the next step. So I've had a lot of scripts, and it's not something that I think that I'm not capable of doing, but I think I like to really establish myself musically first, and you know, when I have spare time, you know, move into the film department. I think an artist like Sting has done it really intelligently. He sort of made a credible move towards film.
So maybe in a couple of years' time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the album actually went and was recorded without sunglasses, and all of a sudden sunglasses came along. How did that sort of eventuate?
Well, co-producer the album, Phil Chapman, he used to wear sunglasses while we were doing the album all the time. Like, you'd never see his eyes.
Right.
And he'd have these sunglasses on, and when we'd go out at night, he'd keep wearing them. So everyone in the band used to kid him about his sunglasses at night. And we were just about finished the album, and I kept hearing that phrase of sunglasses at night, and I thought it made a great title of the song. And but I tried to write some music when I was over there. Nothing seemed to come out, and went back to Canada, and then like the next day, the song was written. I sort of phoned up the record company and begged them to let me go back to do it.
So you went back to England, recorded it, and then forced them into letting you put it on.
Well, we held back the release for a month so I could do the track.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, it's been successful for you. Now, where do you go to after Australia?
I'm going to Japan. I've been on tour in America with a fellow Australian. Do you consider Rick Springfield?
Oh, my word.
Yeah?
Good mate. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Good bloke.
So I've been on tour with him for 2 months in the States, and I just finished another week in Japan doing a promotional tour over there, and I go back and do another month in the States.
Thank you, Corey, very much. Here he is, Sunglasses at Night, Corey Hart.
Well, Corey, welcome to Australia and to Countdown. Now, you've literally burst out of nowhere, and we hardly know anything about you, so just tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm from Montreal, Canada. That's where I was born. I'm 22. And everyone in Canada pretty much doesn't know who I was as well, because it was my first album. First Offense was my first record, and Sunglasses at Night was my first single. But I was fortunate enough to get a deal back home in Canada, and subsequently have done well in America. So I'm excited to be in Australia right now.
Right, now with Sunglasses, a rather strange song. Where did that come from?
Well, my co-producer, Phil Chapman, I did the album in England, and he used to wear sunglasses all the time while we were working on the record, and he'd go off at night, and he'd keep wearing his sunglasses on, and everyone in the band and myself used to joke with him and say, Phil with his sunglasses at night. So I had this idea in my head about sunglasses, and I just couldn't get it out of my mind, and so I wrote a song about sunglasses at night. That's where it came from.
Eccolo qua, rocchettaro vero, giubbotto di pelle, pantaloni neri, affiancato dal suo chitarrista Mark. I'm fine, you can go. Right by your side. Thank you, Corey. Thank you. Ci rivediamo perché naturalmente tutti loro